Welcome back. We were having a discussion with Mr. Tilak De Silva, who is the president-elect of the Institute of Engineers in Sri Lanka, and he was mentioning to us about how Sri Lanka can develop in terms of different disciplines of engineering. Now, Mr. Tilak, I understand that you are a telecommunication engineer, and in terms of the telecommunication sector, there's been a very drastic change and an improvement over probably the last 10 or 15 years. And as you mentioned earlier, Sri Lanka is actually on par with world standards. What probably are the driving forces behind this change and this improvement, in your opinion?
Yeah, the development of in our country, the main reason is the relaxation of the regulation part. So I have to thank the Telecommunication Regulatory Commission, especially the present Director General, Mr. Anusha Palpita. Recently he has taken a lot of steps to improve this situation. But not only that, all the governments came to power, so they prepared the correct policies to develop the telecommunication sector. So I think 1996, somewhere around that, they have relaxed this, and they have really give the license to the other operators. Starting from that point, the competition started. Along with that, the technology also develops so fast. When you go to the electronic chips, so starting from the transistor, it going to the IC, then the large scale IC, then the VLSI, then came to the microprocessors. Inside the microprocessor, there are millions of transistors are there. So it is gradually became very small, and the cost also became small. So one reason for this one is raw material used is in the silicon. Silicon is sand. It is freely available. Because of that, the electronic devices cost came down. At the same time, the information technology area also developed so fast. Then the hardware and software both developed. Then everything switched to the IT side. Earlier, the telecommunication exchange is a very large device. Now all things are doing in a very simple way from the next generation networks. Since all this became small and the processes changed, as a result of these things, cost came down. So I think the telecommunication is the only commodity the prices went down when the time is gone on. So as a result of that, the benefit of the technology came to the public. So that is the result of the changing of the policies, thanks to the governments, and we changed to the new technologies so fast. So therefore, now the cost of international call is nothing. When you go to the Skype, it is exactly zero.
Exactly, and what you're saying is that it's a combination of things that has led on to this, and these things combined have maybe prompted a synergy effect, making telecommunications in Sri Lanka very competitive, very cheap, and very beneficial to the public, as you mentioned. Now, coming back,
the cost. The one reason to reduce the cost is the tax exemptions.
Okay.
Now when you come to the customs taxes, they removed that one. So as a result of that, the cost came down. Then the product cost also came down. So these are actually government policies.
Exactly. And coming back to the IESL, now as we mentioned earlier, it does not focus only on one discipline, but it covers a range of disciplines. And also the interaction with the education system, as you mentioned earlier, you are jointly working with the universities in terms of keeping the curriculum up to date. If you just like to mention a bit about how this process works.
Yeah, now we consider an engineer passing out from the university. How do we know they up to the world standard? So they can practice here, but when they go to abroad, sometimes they may have to do another exam to become their level. So therefore, the Institution of Engineers, IESL, is trying to have the standards at the world standard. So we are becoming the member of the world engineering forums.
Right.
So when we become the member, so we are already a member in one forum, and they tell us, okay, your curriculum should be prepared according to these standards.
Okay.
Especially nowadays the education system is going as the outcome based education. So the curriculum should be prepared according to what is the outcome you required. Then we started the accreditation of the university courses. If we accredit their course, only we can give the chartered engineer status to the students passing out from the university.
Right, and also in the universities, I understand that you all have set up chapters in universities along the engineering faculties in Sri Lanka, and maybe also a few abroad that you are looking into going.
Yeah, before go to that question, about this curriculum, then when you are doing the accreditation, we tell them, okay, you have to maintain these standards. We give them some advice. Then they prepare the curriculums accordingly. Ultimately, we are producing the world-class degrees, and as a result of that, world-class engineers. And when you are coming to the university chapters, to aware the universities about the new technologies and give them the assistance from the industrial engineers, we have started the chapters in all 3 universities engineering faculties, that is the Peradeniya, Moratuwa and the Ruhuna. And they are conducting different types of seminars, presentations like that. From that on they can get the up-to-date knowledge. When you are coming to the apart from the university, we have the provincial centers, because we cannot control everything from headquarters. So our gigantic projects are not in Colombo. They are all in the outstation. For instance, when you go to the North Central Point, there are a lot of irrigation projects are going on in the Southern Express Highway. So therefore we have the provincial centers. So the same setup as the headquarters is there. Then we have the foreign chapters. We have started the first foreign chapter in Australia, that is the New South Wales chapter. And we are thinking about another chapter in USA. So the advantage of these chapters are, truly speaking, they are better than our engineers, because they are working with the latest technologies. But they are willing to give their knowledge to us. They are willing to transfer their knowledge to us. But there should be a way to that. So we are making path to our engineers to get that knowledge through these chapters. That is one reason.
And it's very interesting that you mentioned about the ongoing projects in gigantic scale around the country. Now let me just put you on the spot for a moment, Mr. De Silva. What are your thoughts about these projects being outsourced to international companies and for foreign nations, rather than our engineers getting more involved, especially in terms of road building, road construction, and a lot to do with civil engineering?
Yeah, when you see the students who will become the engineers, we know from the O levels they are going to the mathematical stream, only the best students. So best of the best are going to the engineering faculties. So those who passed out from the engineering faculties are the brightest people. But are we utilizing them properly, their knowledge? So you correctly pointed out about the outsourcing. We have to do the outsourcing, not 100%, to some extent. The reason is that we have to get together and work with them to get the engineers' knowledge. But if you do the 100% outsourcing, it is a complete failure or the problem to us. The reason is, if you practically work, only you will get the experience. So if somebody is doing that turn, they will get the experience. So if the cost of the project is say X, rupees X, the gain we are getting from the experience may be 5x. So if we are completely outsourced this one, we are completely losing that 5x. After getting that 5x knowledge, we can do the foreign projects. Then we can earn lot of foreign exchange from there. So therefore, my opinion is that we have to do outsourcing, but we should know what is the limit of doing the outsourcing.
Right, there we go. Very interesting thoughts by Mr. Tilak De Silva. Unfortunately, we need to wrap up our discussion due to time restrictions. But once again, a reminder that the Techno exhibition for 2012 is happening on the 12th, 13th and 14th of October at the BMICH. 12th, 13th and 14th of October at the BMICH. And for more information, you can log on to their website techno.lk, that is www.techno.lk. Thank you very much, Mr. Tilak De Silva, for joining us today on Good Morning Sri Lanka. And with that, we have to say goodbye. But then again, let's leave you with this song, Coldplay with Paradise.